Welcome everyone, my name is Echo, and in today's video we are checking out the 1.2 quality of life updates, but also the 1.3 animals and barns updates for the crops and farms add-on. Now this is still one of my favorite add-ons to check out, and as you can see we have a lot of content to go through. I'll put some timestamps on today's video, but if you are looking for a farming type of add-on, this is up there with the best. If you are new to this add-on, I've already made 2 videos regarding it. It is absolutely incredible, and the creators have told me they are not done with this add-on yet. More is to come. With that being said, if you missed my previous videos and you're new to this add-on, I'll leave a link down below so you can check out all of the previous features. I said this to the creators, but today's add-on is a prime example of what the marketplace should be striving for. Not this non-stop OP weapons kinds of add-ons. Anyway, once you do have this installed in a newer pre-existing world, or you've updated, you are going to be given the Farmer's Guidebook. Now, everything I'm going through in today's video will be available inside of here. But rather than reading a giant wall of text to you, I'm just going to show you the changes. So I did miss the 1.2 quality of life changes, where they have added a new settings menu. Now, if you go ahead and open up the guidebook and scroll down to the bottom and tap on settings, this was new as of 1.2. We now have a whole range of different options. Some of these were introduced in 1.3. I'll try and remember which ones, but one of the key changes in this version is going to be the regional wild seeds. We'll get into that. But we also have a % chance for wild seeds to drop on grass break. Now, it's default around about here. Basically, if you were to bump this to 100% and hit confirm, when you go ahead and break this, you are always going to get some form of wild seed, right? Every single time, 100% chance. If you wanted it to be more like Minecraft, go ahead and open this and you could drop it to like 30-40%. Which means every time you break this, it's not always going to produce it, as you've just seen. But you do have a higher chance, along with getting the regular wheat seeds. I prefer to play the vanilla Minecraft way, so what I'm going to do is kind of drop this to like 20. I would say Minecraft seeds drop around 20%. It might honestly be lower. So you can see here, it's going to require us to break quite a lot in order to get these. I think this is an incredible introduction, and honestly the attention to detail not only in the 1.3 update but also 1.2 was really impressive. Now, this feature right here is for the server/realms owner or the creator of your worlds. It is a creative only tool. Now, before we get into this, I wanted to focus on the regional seeds before this makes a little bit of sense. So they said added optional regional seeds feature to reduce randomness when collecting seeds. Now, inside of here, they've explained the different regions. The 6 different seed regions are forest, jungle, swamp, savanna, taiga, and plains biome. So we all know, whenever we're playing with this add-on and we start getting these seeds, obviously you're going to try and convert them to get different kinds of crops. So I'm going to break all of these. We have the percentage drop quite high for the sake of today's video. We have this machine right here. So you know, when you tap on this, it is going to give you random seeds, right? But you might not want that specific seed, and you find yourself spamming this constantly, trying to find the specific seeds that you want. So you can see rice, summer, we have chili, we have rhubarb, ginger. You might not want any of these. So what you can do here is enable the regional seeds. So for example, if we go ahead and turn on this setting and tap this, it means you are only going to be getting seeds based on your biome. So for example, inside of the plains, I'm only going to get plain related wild seeds when converted inside of here. So what we'll do here is /give if we do a chest, and I'm going to give myself another one here as a comparison. So what we're going to do is, this is everything we just got then, right? Completely random, completely RNG. If we go ahead and do it with regional seeds on, you'll notice here the group that we get is much smaller. There's only a select amount that we can get. This one has a lot more on offer. So, for example, in the likes of the plains, you could get the red currants, rosemary, lettuce, peanuts, peanut butter squash, Swedes, pak choi. If you go to a different biome, it is going to be slightly different. So for world owners, realm owners, and server owners, this is going to be key for you. Now, obviously, you do not want people messing around with these settings. If you set this at 55% and you're fine with it being roughly halfway, that's completely fine for you. If you wanted to have regional wild seeds on, great, hit confirm. But if somebody comes into the world and gets a book, they could alter these settings, right? They could start flicking things and it gets super annoying. Well, that's where this creative tool comes into play. Only available in creative. So if you go ahead and tap on this, it says settings are unlocked, current settings, wild seed drop chance is 50, regional seeds are on, and the rest of these settings are also on. You can lock these. Once it is locked, no one can do anything at all. Now, you do have to be, I believe, in creative in order for this to work. So this should now be locked. It is. It is locked. In fact, let me try it one more time in survival. If we go to unlock, it is unlocked. No, you can do this in survival. So don't be handing out this tool, because I guarantee you people would join your world, go to settings. Hold on. They will, first off, unlock this. Unlock this. They will go inside of here, go to settings, and probably ramp this all the way up, right? And they'll have it 100, so they get all the best stuff. So make sure you lock this. And when they try and go into settings now, they're not able to do anything inside of here. In the 1.2 version, we did get a couple of bug fixes. They're all inside of here. Now, I'm not going to go over them all, but they said vine frames no longer return more than one frame when broken. A-frames no longer turn into P-frames when a P-frame crop is planted on them. I experienced that a while ago. Custom fences drop their item when mined, and a bunch more changes and bug fixes. So, for example, if you were breaking this, you could get more bang for your buck. I mean, it was a great way to duplicate it. We have fences here. We also have more fences. We're going to get into this in a little bit later on, because as you know, right now, you're able to jump over these. Now, there is a limitation on Bedrock Edition that doesn't let you have them like regular Minecraft fences, but the creators came up with a really cool way of actually getting around it. Another thing is, if you were to consume any of these kind of things, so things inside of bottles, you would consume the bottle. I don't think that glass is going to be tasty. Same with strawberry jam. Same with the likes of any kind of bowl. You would end up consuming these. Now, you get them back. A couple of quality improvements. They said increased saturation and nutrition values for more expensive food items. New blocks mining speeds are not affected by tools. Custom leaf blocks can now burn, decay, and drop items like they would in the base game. Most greenery items are now compostable. Crops and farm blocks now show up on the map. Wildflowers now work like pink petals, drop one plant for each grown section, and then a bunch more changes as well. So, for example, if you were to have something like this, which is a roasted turkey, obviously this should have so much more better saturation than something like this, which only has 3, right? So anything that has more saturation and is a little bit more of value is obviously going to last a lot longer. Kind of, let's just say berries versus cooked pork in Minecraft. Anyway, let's grab a bunch of the greeneries. I don't fully know the list of things that can be composted, but they basically said most greenery things can now be composted. So if there's specific items that couldn't actually be composted, although you can't seem to compost the leaves on this occasion, which is sad. Can you compost regular Minecraft leaves? /give @p. Let's do oak underscore leaf. Can you do this? Yeah, you can. So maybe they'll introduce that in the future. But the rest of these are going to work perfectly fine. Just means that you have more ways to get bone meal. But also now, these custom leaves can actually be set on fire and can now actually decay rather than just floating there or just obviously being fire resistant. So wild carrot meadows, you can now place 4 of these in one, just like the flowers that you can find inside of a cherry. And then we now have all of the pale versions. Now, some of these blocks are actually new, but as you all know, a lot of add-ons released before the pale garden was actually introduced to Minecraft. So they've all updated their add-ons, and the amount of content available in this, honestly, guys, and this was only classed as a small update. We're now going to move on to the 1.3 updates, which is all about animals and barns. Let's start with the new features introduced. They said added 7 farm animals with a total of 41 biome variants, interactive blocks, and a daily schedule. So you know the way that Minecraft has custom biome variants now and it's only 3? Yeah, this has so much more. Now you can read and find all of that information inside of the guidebook, the animals section. You can learn about the variants, bedding, stabling, fishing, and so much more. We're going to get into all of them. So let's say you wanted to learn about the cow. It tells you that there are female cows which yield milk on interaction with an empty bottle. It explains that there are cows and bulls, which cow it is, and where you can actually find it. Now, for the sake of today's video, I don't want to have to go to all of these biomes. If you want to check this out in creative, there is a really cool creative feature. First off, you can place this down. This is going to be the biome cow. If I right click with the book, it tells you the type, it tells you the variant, its home, if it's well-fed or not, food options, as you can see, maize, rice, sweet corn, wheat, carrots, etc. Now, if I bring this over to me, how cool is the run-in for a start? But if you have a spawn egg in creative and tap on it, it's going to cycle through all of the available cows that you can get. These are all of the variants that people wanted Minecraft to add, not the basic 3 that they introduced. I was super impressed with this. So, as of my knowledge, all of the animals inside of this is going to be sheep, pig, goat, hare, chicken, and a duck. And the same applies. If you tap on it with the spawn egg, it's going to change. How cool is this? Honestly, they absolutely nailed it. I was so impressed with how this works. And then you can right click on it. You can see this one's obviously slightly different compared to this one. Tells you the food. Pig is also going to be the exact same here. This one being more of like a warthog. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love this. Wild brown, feral, desert, large, warthog. And once again, if you kind of go onto them, let's say we wanted to go to this one because I like this one. It tells you it's a wild brown. It's found in a jungle and this is what it likes. Oh, I love it. What happens if we were to breed them then? So if can we do this? Can we breed them? I don't know if that's how the process works in this one. Because they're different they're different types, right? Anyway, goats. We have the goats. Look at him. Look at his horns. Was that a mountain goat then? I'm not sure. Let's go back. What's this one? Let's learn. A ibex nanny. Okay, next. I can't see. It's hard to see because of the thing. The floating text. Okay, there we go. There's the mountain. Rove. Oh, I love it. It's so cool. Hares. They're the exact same as well. Different type that are going to be biome dependent. Chickens. There's different types of these guys too. I love these. There's so many of them. And then ducks. There's just so many cool little options. And you just right click and you learn all about them. Super impressed. So obviously you need to feed your animals. There is going to be bedding and feeding. This is also new. Again, large walls of text that you don't necessarily need to be looking at for this video. So in order to make this, it has to be done inside of the blueprint table. Remember, in order to do this, you need the regular workbench, which is a modified crafting table. It's their one, obviously, to stop scrambling and making everything confusing inside of a regular crafting table. This goes on top. It then becomes, obviously, with all of these features. So we have large iron livestock feeder. We have a rabbit feeder. We have a rabbit hutch. We've got all of these different kinds of feeders. So this one's made with iron, slabs, and chain. And this is going to produce 2 of these at a time, by the way, which once again can be placed down on the ground. Now you're able to put food inside of there. The likes of wheat, for example. So if I was to grab some more of these animals here, we're going to change our game mode. I'll go ahead and grab all of these. Because I don't know. Obviously, I know a rabbit's going to eat the rabbit-related foods. So I want to kind of place a couple of these around They'll probably consume things in their own time. And we also have the ducks as well. Go ahead and summon all of them. And I'll show you guys the different foods that you can put inside of them. So, for example, the maize seeds can go inside of the bird feeder. We have... Let's quickly get rid of this one, which is going to be the iron version. I think maize seeds also go inside of there. We have the actual maize themselves that go inside of there. And I believe the rabbits, they will... Yeah, as you can see, they're eating them. It was eating it then. So one's gone from there. One's gone from there. One's gone from there. And you're able to tap and check. What's this one need? This one also needs regular maize. They all want the maize. And then go inside there. And they will just eat them on their own terms. You don't have to breed them and feed them yourself. Which then gives me the question... If I was to tap on some of these, well-fed. Finally, we have a well-fed animal. What about him? Hold on, are you well-fed? Nope. Are you? Nope. But they will consume things on their own time, and you can see it happening here. So it's a great way to keep track of your animals, who needs to be fed and who doesn't. Now, you all know, after a long day, you want to sleep. They've added new bedding blocks for each animal to sleep. So I'm going to go to game mode survival and show you two different options here. It's done with hay bales. Now, there's two types you can make. You can make the small versions. You get 4 at a time. And you can make the larger versions. And I think they will just pick the beddings themselves. I think. I'm still learning and messing around with this one. But they should. I think they should do it on their own. Here we go. It's happening. It's happening. They've picked their own one on their own term. So throughout the night, they should actually go to sleep. I'm going to place a couple more down here and see if they kind of do anything here. If I was to do /give at P and we did some coops, and we did 10 of these. I think the chickens will also go asleep inside of these as well. And the ducks. Hey, they're sleeping. Here we go. This makes me happy. The hare is sleeping. The ducks and the chickens should sleep in the coops. They're sleeping on... Oh, he's snoring. He's snoring. That's so cute. I love it. I absolutely love it. So we do /time set and we did sunrise. Eventually, they are going to wake up. Honestly, I love it. It's just such a 10 out of 10 add-on update. And I think the poor little turkey's just sleeping on its own. He's resting outside of the beddings. Don't get me wrong. The animals in this are amazing, but you might already have this installed with something like Naturalist. Now, the creators have a really unique way to make sure add-on compatibility. If we open this, they said, added new settings to toggle animal spawning to ensure compatibility with other add-ons. Alongside added settings to use the new farmer's hat for converting base game animals to crops and farm animals again for compatibility. So you can turn it on or off. So if you open up your settings, one of the new toggles is going to be this. If you don't want these custom animals, you can turn this off. If you don't want to mess around with the farmer's hat, it's completely fine. So again, obviously right now we do have these. They will phase out. But you could go ahead and convert them back, I think, using a farmer's hat. So if you had a sheep like this, you could tap on it and give it the farmer's hat, and it would then once again be the custom farmer's add-on animals. So many really cool creative ways for this to work. Can be toggled on or off at your own satisfaction. I think the animals in this are amazing. Would love to see a couple more. Added a fish trap to gather fish and new seafood items for cooking. So, in order to make yourself these fish nets, you need fences and string. This is going to give you the fish trap. Now, you can place this in flowing water, but it will actually break. What I'm going to do here is try and actually get rid of this one for the time being. I had this one active. If I place a couple down here, you can see something's going to pop up. Ignore everything I have here. You guys don't need to worry about that right now. Now, obviously, there's nothing inside of here, right? We need to put bait inside. Bait can be done with the likes of your raw salmon to make the cut bait. You get quite a few at a time. Now, when you tap on this again, hold on, you can put the bait inside of there. And what will happen over time is you'll start to see some ripples in the water, which is indicating that it's now active and mobs like regular fish will be attracted to this. So as you can see here, this now has the ripple effect. If we tap on this, it's starting to catch things. This one's also doing the same thing. And obviously, after a certain time, this is going to be full. Take the food out, put some more bait in. A really, really cool concept. I'm honestly super impressed from the get-go. Added new barn building blocks, doors, and trap doors. Now, this has to be done with the paint bucket on top. So grab things like your oak and any kind of dye. This is obviously going to let you dye the plank. So if we could dye a couple of these, we could dye a couple of these, and these. And obviously, after a certain amount of time, you're able to obviously convert these into the barn-related blocks, right? So we'll grab a couple more of these. And I'll go through all of the available barn blocks. So we now have the yellow barn blocks. There is a limitation on what color barn blocks are available. And I think I have them all inside of here. There's only 3 colors because of Bedrock's limitation. The creators weren't allowed to kind of add every single color, which is kind of unfortunate, honestly. There's so many limitations, which is seriously hindering creativity. But these are all of your new barn blocks. And if we go to... I haven't messed around with these yet, you see. We go to game mode creative. We can grab a couple of these. For example, I'm going to try and build myself something. But these are your trapdoors. I think they all have like corners. They do. You can see then. You could then build up like this. Let's say you wanted it to have multiple colors. That's completely fine. How do I... Can you change the angle of this? Oh, you can. Oh, you can indeed. Okay, that's really cool. And then you could grab this, put these on the inside. We've obviously got the barn doors. I mean, I wish we had them as bigger doors, but you get the idea here. I'm trying to just show you guys the different colors that are available here. So they're the 3 main colors, I believe, that are available inside of this add-on. And then there's... What else is available? We've got the trapdoors as well. Let's see what these look like. 1. Oops, 1. Let's do 2. And 3. I mean, to be fair, I would probably use these as my kind of entrance. Looks really cool. And then you have, like, roof-styled blocks. We'll grab all 3 of them. Then we've got these type. Let's see how easy or how difficult it is to use the barn blocks. I'm going to go with this, like this, just to see what the placement is like. Sometimes you end up with a little bit of Z-fighting with these. But honestly, that looks really cool. And you could obviously grab them and put them there. Yeah, I mean, you guys get the gist of this, right? We'll try... I kind of like the color, this color here. So 1, 2, 3. It looks amazing. They really did do a good job on this. I can go there to kind of polish it off. Let's put that one there. They kind of connect really well. We would then need to grab this one as well. So you guys get the point. You're able to build your own custom barn with these blocks. I know there's a lack of colors, but honestly, I didn't care. I think you guys will come up with some really creative ways to use this. In fact, I'm kind of sitting here now going, okay, how could I extend this and make it so much better? These all the way across here like this. There's so many cool options. So yes, new barn blocks are now available. We talked earlier about being able to climb over fences easily. They come up with a really cool way to combat this. Added new 1.5 block high pen fence. Now again, the reason why you can do this, the reason why these can climb over this is because of a limitation. Now this is going to be the same for a whole bunch of different fences. But if you grab this and now right click on them, a new barrier is going to be added, which will not let you get over this and will not let animals escape. Now, again, it's going to work for gates as well. So if you have a ton of these custom gates installed with this, go ahead and tap on all of these. And you can undo it as well, by the way. So you can redo it and undo it. As you can see there, this one hasn't been done, but now it has. I was super impressed. The creators of this really did think of every single possible feature with this add-on. So he wouldn't be able to climb over this now. So obviously this is a farming add-on as well. We have 20 new cooking ingredients, the likes of your cream and whipped cream and sour cream, custard, granola, chicken drums, and drumsticks. We have new food items, different types of milk, from cow milk to goat's milk, mozzarella, feta, all of these new ingredients, and so many new food items, guys. So many new food items. We did show you some of these earlier on, but like the likes of the roast turkey has really good saturation because it takes you a hot second to make. Bug fixes and quality of life as well. Shire horse no longer walk over 1.5 high fences. Sweet corn can now be harvested with the machine again. And so many more. Honestly, super impressed with everything that they did in this add-on. I love when partners come back and they revisit their add-ons and don't let them die. This is a 10 out of 10, a 20 out of 20 add-on, and definitely sits up there with one of the top 5 add-ons ever released on the marketplace. The 1.3 update is now available. Go and check it out. I hope this video has helped you out.